we have seen resonance. So resonance is the existence of various structures for the same molecule without any change in the relative positions of the nuclei and the bonding and non-bonding electron pairs. In the various structures, the positions of the atoms or nuclei will remain the same. The number of bonding electron pairs will be the same. The number of non-bonding electron pairs, that means lone pairs of electrons, also will be the same. And such an existence of the various structures of the same molecule without any change in the relative positions of the atoms or nuclei and the bonding and non-bonding electron pairs. That is called a resonance. The various structures are obtained by shifting the electron pairs only. The various structures are formed by shifting of electron pairs. That is the only change. The relative positions of the atoms will be the same. The total number of non-bonding electrons in all the structures will be the same. The total number of bonding electron pairs will be the same in all the structures. And the various structures are called resonance structures or contributing structures or canonical structures. The actual structure is a resonance hybrid of all these structures. The hybrid structure cannot be drawn on the paper. We cannot show the actual structure of the molecule on the board or on the paper. We can say that it is only a hybrid of the various resonance structures, a hybrid of the various canonical structures. We have seen one example. Nia, Malavika, Meenakshi, Krishnachandran, Srihari, Michael. We have seen one example for a resonance. That is the resonance in benzene, C6S6 benzene. Kekulé has given us a ring structure, a cyclic structure for benzene. And the cyclic structure consists of a ring of 6 carbon atoms, one hydrogen atom on each carbon atom, and alternate single bond and a double bond. But if it is so, the carbon-carbon bonds in benzene must be of 2 types. One corresponding to the double bond and the other one corresponding to a single bond. But the actual carbon-carbon, the carbon-carbon bond length in benzene is the same. That is between the carbon-carbon single bond and a double bond. Single bond length, it is 154 picometer. Double bond length, 134 picometer. And the actual bond length, the same between the carbon atoms, 139. That is something between single bond and a double bond. So let me ask you a question now. Aryan, let me ask you a question. In benzene, the carbon-carbon bonds are the same, equal. What is the reason for that? Aryan. In benzene, the carbon-carbon bond lengths will be the same. What is the reason? Just one word, unmute and say. Just one word, just one word. You gone? Okay, Diya, please help him. Diya. The carbon-carbon bond length will be the same. Why? Navrin, can you say? Unmute and say. Unmute. You unmute your microphone and say, carbon-carbon bond length will be equal, the same. Gauri, you try. Carbon-carbon bond length will be the same. Why? In benzene. Krishna, do you hear me or not?
Don't know, sir.
Eh? You can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then you say, in benzene, the carbon-carbon bond lengths will be the same. Not single bond length, not a double bond length between these two. What's the reason?
Don't know, sir.
Come on. Yes.
Don't know, sir.
Okay, I shall repeat.
Sir,
In
it's on
benzene, say, I shall explain like this. Okay. Say, benzene is, do you know the molecular formula C6H6? And the structure of benzene is like this. There is a ring of 6 carbon atoms. A ring of 6 carbon atoms. And this was proposed by Kekulé. Say hydrogen atom here. Hydrogen, 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 and hydrogen. And there will be alternate double bond and single bond like this. And this is the Kekulé structure. Kekulé structure. If it is so, the carbon-carbon bond length in benzene must be of 2 types. One corresponding to the carbon-carbon single bond. See, in the structure, we can see there are 2 types of bonds between carbon atoms. There is single bond between the carbon atoms. There is a double bond between the carbon atoms. So, if this is the only structure for benzene, the carbon-carbon bond length, bond distance must be different. There should be 2 types of bond lengths. 154 picometer for carbon-carbon single bond and 134 picometer, that is carbon-carbon double bond. But the actual bond length will be the same, no difference. All the carbon-carbon bond lengths are equal. It is 139. And why is it so? The reason is resonance. See, this structure, the Kekulé structure, can be drawn this way also. A ring of, say, 6 carbon atoms with the alternate single bond and a double bond. This is Kekulé structure 1. Benzene can have another structure, and it is like this. See, again, a ring of 6 carbon atoms, and the positions of the double bonds are changed. These are the 2 structures. You see the 2 structures, the positions of the carbon atoms are remaining the same. The positions of the nuclei remain the same. The positions of hydrogen atoms remain the same. But the positions of the double bonds are changed. Positions of the double bonds are changed. Say, you just label the carbon atoms. For example, you can label the carbon atoms like this. Carbon atom 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Similarly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now see, the positions of the carbon atoms remain the same. There is no change in the positions of the nuclei. There is no change. Okay. But what about the positions of the double bonds? In structure 1, do you get me? Do
Yes,
you
sir.
get me?
Yes,
Can you
sir.
follow what I say?
Yes.
Yes,
The
sir.
first structure, the double bond is between 1, 2 carbon atom, 3, 4 carbon atoms, 5, 6 carbon atoms. You go to structure 2, the double bond, 2, 3 carbon atom, 4, 5 carbon atom, and 6, 1 carbon atom. All right. The positions remain the same. The atoms remain the same positions, no change. But the positions of the double bonds are changed. So these two are two different structures. These two are two different structures. But in the two structures, the number of bonding electrons remain the same. You just think of the bonds, double bonds. Structure 1, 3 double bonds, 3 single bonds. You look at the structure 2, again 3 double bonds, 3 single bonds between carbon atoms, no change. So a number of bonding electron pairs remain the same. The positions of the atoms remain the same, but the structures are different. And these two structures are called the resonance structures of benzene. And that is shown, resonance is shown by a double-headed arrow. See, double-headed arrow. These two are the resonating structures or resonance structures or canonical structures. Canonical structures of benzene. What is the actual structure? Is it 1? Is it 2? No, something between these two. A hybrid of these two structures. And the hybrid of these two structures can be shown like this. That is, we have a ring of, say, 6 carbon atoms this way. And instead of the positions of the double bonds remaining the same, the positions, Michael, the positions of the double bonds will be changed. So that is the structure. That is the structure of benzene. There is the double bond positions are not fixed. The double bonds are not localized. They are not localized. The positions of the double bonds are not fixed, but the double bonds are dislocating. They are dislocating, forming, say, a ring of electrons like this. So that is the hybrid structure. This is the hybrid, resonance hybrid structure of benzene. Instead of the solid circle, you can use the dotted circle also. That may be given in your book like this, dotted circle. Both are correct. So this is the actual system, the hybrid of these two. So in benzene, there is resonance. And due to resonance, there is no fixed carbon-carbon single bond. There is no fixed carbon-carbon double bond. But the bonds between the carbon atoms are something between single bond and a double bond. And it comes 139 picometer. Now let me ask you the question. Let me ask you the question. In benzene, Krishna, in benzene, the carbon-carbon bonds are the same, similar, the same, equal. Why? Krishna?
Resonance.
Resonance. Just one word will do, resonance. That is due to resonance. Okay? Due to resonance, there is no fixed position for double bond and single bond. There is no localization. There is no localization for the double bond. Instead, the bonds are formed something between the double bond and the single bond. So all the bond lengths will be equal. Do you get me? The actual structure is a resonance hybrid of two structures, as we have seen. So the actual structure of benzene is a resonance hybrid of these two, the what we say, Kekule structures. A resonance hybrid of the two Kekule structures. So this is given as the actual structure for benzene, a hybrid of structures 1 and 2. Similarly, you can take another molecule, ozone molecule, that is O3 molecule. Say the structure of a ozone molecule, it is like this. It is a triangular molecule. Here there is O and here there is a double bond oxygen. It is a bent molecule or a somewhat a triangular molecule like this. Okay. Now you think of the electron pairs. On this oxygen atom, there will be a pair of electrons. On this oxygen atom, there will be two pairs of electrons. And on this oxygen atom, there will be three pairs of electrons. That is a structure of ozone. Say, you call it structure 1. If this is the only structure, Michael, if this is the only structure of ozone, the oxygen bonds must be of two types. Follow what I say? There is single bond between oxygen atoms. There is double bond between oxygen atoms. The single bond length is 148. 148, say this one, 148 picometer. Single bond length is 148 picometer. While the double bond length, that is equal to 121 picometer. So oxygen bond lengths must be of two types. That is corresponding to single bond between oxygen atoms and a double bond between oxygen atoms. So if you measure the bond length between the oxygen atoms, we should get two values for the bond length. Hello friends, do you hear me?
Yes,
Do
sir.
you hear?
Yes,
Do you
sir.
get me? All
Yes.
of you?
Yes, sir.
Say yes or no? If
Yes,
you
sir.
measure the bond lengths, we should get the two values for the bond lengths. But the actual bond length, when we measure, that is equal to 128 picometer. The oxygen bond length, that is 128 picometer. Both the bond lengths are equal. Oxygen bond lengths are equal. And that is again between oxygen single bond and oxygen double bond. Is it not? Is it clear? See, the actual bond length measured in ozone, that is 128, and that is between oxygen single bond and oxygen double bond. So something has happened to the bonding in ozone molecule, and it is nothing but the resonance. So this can give you another resonance structure, and it is like this. Say double bond oxygen and there is a single bond oxygen. And regarding the positions, say here electron pair, say electron pair, here also electron pair. So this is structure number 2. Okay. Now you compare these two structures, 1 and 2. These structures 1 and 2 are known as resonance structures. They are known as canonical structures. They are known as contributing structures of ozone. And the actual structure is a hybrid of these two. So the actual structure is this one. It is say the structure is somewhat like this. Say the double bond position is not fixed. The double bond position is not fixed. So the oxygen bond lengths, oxygen bond lengths, that is between single bond and a double bond, and this is the hybrid structure, the resonance hybrid structure. That is the actual structure of ozone molecule. Now you compare the number of first you compare the relative positions, of the atoms in these two structures. You compare the relative positions of the atoms. There is no change in the relative positions of the atoms. Triangular, same, there is no change. You count the number of bonds. You count the number of bonds that is corresponding to the number of bonding electron pairs. In structure 1, total number of bonds, single bond and a double bond, the total number of bonds 3. 1 single bond and 1 double bond. And this is actually 2 bonds, double bond, 2 bonds, 2 covalent bonds. There is difference that we'll see later. So total number of bonds same 3. In the second structure also, total number of bonds, covalent bonds, same. So the number of bonding electron pairs will be the same. In each bond, Achut, in each bond, there will be a pair of electrons. Same number of bonds. Lone pairs, free electron pairs. Structure 1, you take, say the first one, structure first one you take here, 1 pair. Then in the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, total number of lone pairs, non-bonding electron pairs will be how many? First structure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is it not? You go to the second structure, say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Same number of non-bonding electron pairs. So the positions of the atoms are not changed, or the positions of the nuclei are not changed. The number of bonding electron pairs are not changed. The number of non-bonding electron pairs or lone pairs of electrons, that is also not changed. Same. But the structures are different. If you label the oxygen atoms, the positions will be different. You label, then the positions will be different. Say, you label like this, 1, 2, say 3 oxygen atoms. Say 1, 2, 2 and 3 oxygen atoms. In structure 1, double bond is between 2 and 3. In structure 2, double bond is between 1 and 2. So there is a change in the structure. The actual structure is a hybrid of these two structures, 1, 2 structures, and it is shown like this. Do you follow what I say? Similar resonance structures can be seen in carbonate, carbon dioxide, nitrate, etc. There are so many molecules with resonance. More details we can see at the relevant positions. Now let us go to another point, polar covalent bond. Polar covalent bond. Polar covalent bond. We know a covalent bond is formed by sharing of electron pairs, that we know. Suppose there is a covalent bond between A and B, A and B. A covalent bond is formed between atoms A and B, and between A and B, there will be a pair of electrons. Do you agree with this? Suppose there is a covalent bond between A and B. So there will be a pair of electrons between. Hello, my dear friends. You are
A
sleeping.
and B.
Okay. There will be a pair of electrons between A and B. And the nuclei of the atoms will be attracting the shared pair of electrons. You take A. Here there is the nucleus of A. It is positively charged. Is it not? Nucleus is positively charged. Protons and neutrons are there. Protons are positively charged, and therefore nucleus is positively charged. Agreed? Similarly, you take B. There is nucleus with the positive charge, and here there is sharing of electron pairs like this. Electrons are negatively charged. Electrons are negatively charged. Nucleus is positively charged, and therefore this electron pair, see, the electron pair will be attracted by the nucleus, see, towards it, and the electron pair to this one also. Agree? Do you follow what I say?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
There is attraction between the electron pair and the nucleus of each atom. Okay? There is attraction. And the power to attract, the shared pair of electrons from a covalent bond, that is known as, Michael, the power of an atom, Michael, the power of an atom to attract the shared pair of electrons towards it, that is known as, Atul, what is that property known as? The power of an atom to attract the shared pair of electrons towards it. You unmute and say. Unmute and say.
Valency.
Valency, is it? Do you agree with that, Gauri?
Polar covalent bond, right?
No. My question is this. The power of an atom to attract the shared pair of electrons towards it, that is known as, Aditya, do you remember?
No, sir.
No. Punya?
Covalent bond.
The power
Bond
to attract.
energy.
Covalent bond is the sharing electron pairs. The power to attract electron pairs. Punya?
Bond energy.
Bond energy. That is the energy
Bond
required to
energy.
break the bond. Lydia? Anybody?
Electronegativity.
Yes, it is. Electronegativity. So remember that to build up chemistry, you must know each and every step by step, you must study. Only with that we can build up the whole structure of chemistry. I am taking only, say, 1 or 2 points a day. 1 or 2 points will be taken a day. If you cannot study that, then how can I help you? All these things are recorded here. Let everybody hear it. Your parents also. Electronegativity. At least one student is here to remember that. Electronegativity. Okay. So, the power to attract the shared pair of electrons, that is called electronegativity. Electronegativity. Now, if both the atoms are of the same type, for example, hydrogen molecule, both the atoms are of the same type. If both atoms are the same type, both the atoms are having same electronegativity value. Navin, do you agree with that?
Huh?
If both the atoms are the same, they will be having same electronegativity. So, both these nuclei will be attracting the shared pair of electrons with the same force. All right? Right? Same force. So, the electron pair, here there is the electron pair, that will remain at the equilibrium position between equidistant from the nuclei. Do you follow my argument? If both are having the same electronegativity, the shared electron pair will remain equidistant from both the combining atoms, both the nuclei. Okay. Suppose, and such a molecule is called a homonuclear molecule. Homonuclear molecule. A molecule with a same type of atoms. Homonuclear. Okay. But here, example taken is A and B. A molecule consisting of different types of atoms, different types of atoms. A molecule containing different types of atoms, that is called heteronuclear molecule. In a heteronuclear molecule, the combining atoms will be different. There will be the atoms of different elements. If they are atoms of different elements, we can expect a difference in the electronegativity value. For example, you take hydrogen fluoride, HF. You take this one, HF, hydrogen fluoride molecule. There is a covalent bond between hydrogen and fluorine. And as you know, there is a pair of electrons. Here there is a pair of electrons between hydrogen and fluorine. Then the electronegativity value of a hydrogen, that is 2.2. Electronegativity of a fluorine, what is it? Aditya, electronegativity of fluorine.
Yes, sir.
Where is Aditya, Raj?
Yes, sir.
What is the value of electronegativity of fluorine? Which is the most that means you are not learning at all. I will say, remember that. Okay. So let us proceed. So now that is 4.0. Aditya, do you get me? That is equal to 4.
Yes, sir.
Now there is difference in the electronegativity values. That, do you agree? There is difference in the electronegativity values. So what happens? Suppose there is a tug of war. Covalent bond is like the tug of war between the students and the teachers. Both the parties are pulling, both the parties are pulling in the opposite direction. Is it not? If one side is stronger, then what happens? The whole thing moves to that side. Correct? Similarly, here also, you come to this. Here, there is difference in the electronegativity of the combining atoms. Here, fluorine is more electronegative than hydrogen. So, what will happen to the electron pair? Can you guess?
Sir,
What will happen to the electron pair? Come on.
It will move towards fluorine.
It moves towards fluorine. The electron pair moves towards fluorine. So the electron pair moves in this direction because fluorine is more electronegative. So electron pair moves. If electron pair moves like this, then what will happen? The electrons are coming closer to fluorine. Electrons are negatively charged. Negative charge is coming closer to fluorine, and therefore a partial negative charge is created on the fluorine atom, and a partial delta, small delta, partial positive charge is created on the hydrogen atom due to the difference in the electronegativity values. So in heteronuclear molecules, different types of atoms in the molecule, due to the difference in the electronegativities, the shared electron pair of the covalent bond is shifted towards the more electronegative atom. And due to the shifting of the electron pair towards the more electronegative atom, the more electronegative atom gets a partial, not full. If it is full, it is ionic. It is ionic. A partial negative charge. And the other atom gets a partial positive charge. Okay. Now there is creation of positive and negative poles. Positive and negative poles on the covalent bond. On the covalent bond, there is creation of a positive and a negative poles. And such a covalent bond that is called the polar covalent bond. Polar covalent bond. It is also known as partial ionic character. Partial ionic character of covalent bond. Covalent bond. Partial ionic character, not complete. If it is completely ionic, it is ionic. It is not a covalent. So, due to the shifting of electron pairs towards the more electronegative atom, there is creation of positive and negative poles. And this is called a polar covalent bond. So, polar covalent bond, the shifting of electron pairs, shared electron pairs towards the more electronegative atom. Follow what I say? Polar covalent bond or partial ionic character of a covalent bond is due to the shifting of shared electron pair towards the more electronegative atom. The more electronegative atom becomes partially negative, and the less electronegative atom becomes partially positive. And such a bond, such a covalent bond is called polar covalent bond, or it is called a partial ionic character. And such a molecule, you take a molecule like this with the positive, partial positive and negative charge. Such a molecule is called dipole. It is called a dipole. Two poles are there. Di means two. Poles, positive and negative poles. So such molecules are called dipoles. Okay. If dipole is there, another property comes. And what is that property? That we can see in the next class. We can see